Mic test, mic test.
And good evening. We're live from Spars at the station for Inside Tarpon Athletics. Coach Brian Callais here, along with Casey Gisclair. We're going to be talking some Tarpon athletics for the next 2 hours here at Spars at the station. We're located at 16816 Highway 3235 in Cutoff. Come by and stop over, have a great meal, and talk Tarpon sports with us. Casey, how we doing this evening, man?
Well, I've been it just got a whole lot better when they brought this plate full of shrimp in front of us. But no, things are going well, man. It's been a great day, been a great week, and I was figuring some things out, man. On the South Lafourche side, right now we've got a successful football program, we've got a successful volleyball program, we've got a successful cross country program, we've got a successful swim program. Fall is going amazing right now for the Tarpons. Middle school ain't too bad either. Excited to talk about it in the next 2 hours, my man.
No, good time of the year, and especially for Tarpon athletics. And we're going to talk about that with Coach Jamie Sheremy. She's in the building. We'll get her on to kick off the show, talking about her volleyball team that's been playing some pretty good volleyball throughout the season.
Yep. Fresh off of a good showing at a weekend tournament out in Houma as well.
And we'll get her situated.
Oh, let me
Coach, we're going to use that microphone.
There you go, my friend.
Oh. Coach, how we doing? Thanks so much for joining us here.
Thank you. Doing good.
Trying to get our volume set. Well, Coach, talk about the last couple of weeks for the Lady Tarpon volleyball team.
We went on a 10-game winning streak, and then we went to the CCA tournament knowing we'd have some really tough competition and welcoming the tough competition. We went 3-2, but that could have easily been 5-0. It was 3-set matches. One of them against Ascension Catholic went 19-17. North Lake Christian, the defending state champs in Division 4, we lost to them in 3 sets. So either match could have went either way, but the ones we needed to win, we won, and the girls played really well. This week we have 2 matches. We start district tomorrow, so we're getting excited. We're ready.
All right, and Coach, talk about how it's been consistent all season, where y'all been playing some good volleyball, and these 3-game sets in tournaments, 5-game sets, and that's going to have to benefit your team when it comes to playoff time.
Yeah, just trying to get them physically ready, especially on defense, making sure that they're always moving. I think that's one of our biggest inconsistencies that we've really been hitting hard, just always on their toes, always moving. That way they're not getting tired later on in the sets whenever, it's the end of the day. They played 4 matches that day and just finishing strong.
Well, what is the attitude of the girls when you're playing that last game in a set, either the 3rd or the 5th game? What's their attitude going in there? It's like, oh, no, not again, we close, but...
I think they have, at the end going into the last games, they have more energy. I think the better team they play, the more energy they have, the more competitive they feel. And it's always heartbreaking for them to lose those kinds of matches, but we always try to pump them up and to make them understand the level that they're playing at, and they understand that they belong there and that they're good enough and that they are one of maybe the best teams in the state, that they can compete with those best teams.
Yeah, and that's a thing they have to believe, because y'all have a lot of people in the state believing in Tarpon volleyball, Lady Tarpon volleyball right now.
Yeah, everybody's like, I think a lot of these teams are coming out in the first set. Newman, Curtis, North Lake Christian, and they kind of don't know who we are. And then they have to really put it on after the first set because they're not expecting what they're getting. That's kind of what we're seeing. They're stepping it up in the 2nd and 3rd set, and then we got to do the same thing,
right.
though.
No doubt. Look, Coach, you guys open up district tomorrow against Morgan City at home in the tank. We've talked about it. District in the volleyball side doesn't mean quite as much, but it still is an opportunity to win a championship. And I know that that's something that the girls are probably looking forward to. Step 1 in that journey tomorrow for the tank.
I think the only thing it means now is the title,
yeah.
Which the title means a lot to them. The power rankings mean everything, but that title and just getting it over Assumption and bringing it home would be really nice. And the girls that's the goal.
Absolutely.
And Coach, looking at the power rankings, y'all sit at number 8 right now.
Yes.
With a chance to move up in the last half of this season, right?
That is absolutely the goal. We're trying to get at least to 6 or 7 to kind of ease up that second round match, because that's what we keep looking at, the second round. Right now we'd have to face Ben Franklin. That's a rough matchup, and we're trying to just move up a little bit to face a team maybe a little less Ben Franklin-like.
and what we're looking at now, first and second round games should be home if y'all win.
If we can keep that top 8, the first 2 rounds would be at home.
Then you play in that third round game to go to state tournament.
And that's always been the goal.
Coach, let me ask you this. One thing that your team has not been able to do, they have not been able to win a third set or a fifth set in that close competitive environment. Do you think at this point it almost has become like a mental block where they're maybe trying a little too hard and just kind of overdoing it?
Definitely. I think you can kind of see the nerves. We talked about that yesterday, myself and Coach Jared and Coach Katrina. You can almost see their arms kind of moving and shaking on serve receive. They get so nervous, and I think they feel so much pressure to try to get that win. Instead of relaxing and doing what they're trained to do, they just try to do too much. And they just got to rely on their teammates and do it together.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's just going to take one time for it to happen. Then it's going to click for them.
Yes, absolutely. Hopefully Belle Chase will see some tough competition at that tournament, and maybe we'll get ours. I told them it's coming, or it's going to happen one of these days.
Yeah, it's just for them to keep working at it. It's going to happen for them.
That's it. Just trying to keep their heads up.
How often do you look at the numbers? I know right now it is number 8. It's kind of bobbed and weaved a little bit here and there. After a weekend where you play 6 matches or whatever it was over the weekend, those numbers could fluctuate a lot. Like, is it a situation where you just wait until Sunday night when all the scores are in, or on Saturday are you just hit and refresh over and over again?
I refresh all weekend. I'm obsessed. I can't lie. It's like they come out at noon and at 6 on the LHSAA website. So 12:15, 6:15. I'm looking at it. If I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm going to check the midnight scores. It never stops. The wheels keep on spinning.
Appreciate your honesty, because most of them don't admit that, but they all do that.
I check it.
I was good this year. I waited till week 5 after, and I started. But if I'd have been coaching, that would have been after the first game.
Let's say after week 1.
You just looking at it.
Yeah, it's just you want to know, and you also want to know like who won. Okay, who's playing tonight? Who's winning tonight? Who took an upset? That kind of thing. I always check those things as well.
And look, it's big to have these first 2 games at home. And how on the road was the environments on the road? Y'all run into a lot of hostile environments?
No, actually, this year's been pretty pleasant. We had one school that I think was a little louder, but the girls feed off of that, so I don't find those kind of environments bother them. As long as they're not personally shouting out their names or anything, I think the girls handle it really well.
Yeah, because when people come into the tank, they better be ready.
Yes, it's not easy to play in there.
It's going to be loud, and that's a great advantage to have.
Yes, the girls enjoy it. They love kind of showing off in front of their friends and everything, and it just brings energy that is hard to pull out of them whenever they're in an unfamiliar environment.
And it's like it gets to a point where they work so hard for that. They deserve it.
Yeah.
To have these home games.
Yes, absolutely. And I hope that'll give us an advantage. I mean, if anything, it has to give us some kind of an advantage, to play in front of their friends and families in their home.
Coach, how's the health of your team? Last year, at around this point, you started to get beat up a little bit. Had a couple of people, in and out of the lineup. We're a little past the midway point. How are the girls holding up?
Everyone's still going strong.
Amazing.
Yes. We our younger girls, we had one with ankle surgery. She's recovering right now, hoping to play some travel ball. And then Maggie with her finger is back out there. So as far as all 3 teams, other than that, everyone's healthy.
That's awesome.
And you mentioned travel ball. How big is the travel ball over the summer months to keep your girls still playing and involved?
It's huge because when they go play travel ball, they play all over the country, and they play such tough competition. And I think that's where a lot of these other schools have an advantage. They've been playing for so long under such great coaches for travel ball that they just have experience that we're trying to catch up to. We're always trying to catch up to those girls from the North Shore. We saw that this weekend. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, the travel programs are amazing out there, and we're trying to catch up down here.
Yeah, and look, y'all having success. I credit Jamie Dufresne when she was at South, starting the little league, I guess, volleyball
Summer
league.
Yes.
And I know you did that, keeping it rolling. That plays a big part, right, in developing kids for your program.
I started it, I kept it rolling, and then Addison ended up taking over. So they're still doing it over the summertime, it's actually like the South Lafourche recreation volleyball that they're doing at the youth center now. So the kids are continuing to play at a young age.
Coach, what's the next step? You guys are playing at such a high level, have a great record, top 8 seed right now. For you guys to make that next leap to get into maybe that top 5, what's the one thing that you all have to get better at?
Call it like cleaning up our messes. When the first pass isn't there, trying to make the second ball better. It's just make it those little decisions that can make a difference on us giving a point and making that point tough for the other team to earn. So we're just trying to make things real messy at practice to try to get them to clean those things up.
Sure.
Now, you're playing these 3 and 5 game sets. How much stress is putting you under? And again, because the gym for volleyball was so loud, and playing these the final game in the set, as a coach, it's got to be kind of nerve-wracking.
Yeah, and I mean, if I really have to tell them something, it's almost at that point you have to call a timeout because there's not a whole lot you can say there. I say everything at practice, and there I'm just trying to encourage them or give them little tips, find an open spot. Jared's calling serves. Like, it's just so loud that I got to kind of take a step back and just let them do what they were trained to do.
How hard is it in a tournament? Because, like, look, if Brian's in a basketball tournament, there's usually about 24 hours between games. Football, there's a week between games. For instance, you guys played Ascension Catholic, lost a heartbreaker, 19-17. Then you got to come back and play like an hour later. How hard is that to turn around and get the girls to understand, hey, we don't have any time to mope because this next game is every bit as important as the last one?
Oh, exactly. And that can take a toll on them mentally.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of come out slow the next game, especially after a loss like the Ascension Catholic loss. You can look at this Houma Christian score. It was, I think, 20-25 or 23-25. And then the second set, they were like, whoa, no.
Yeah.
Then they picked it up. So try to get them not to eat unhealthy, not to lay down, not to sleep, to try to keep that energy up, which isn't easy, but you try to keep them together and just keep them moving. That way they're ready to play.
Can you see now in your team where the tough schedule y'all playing is starting to pay off for them?
It is. It's not about the record. I mean, we're ranked 8th. They have teams with more losses than us that are ranked higher than us that play tough schedules. I think it's just looking at who you played against and what you've accomplished and learned against those teams playing at a higher level.
Coach, how cool was it just being at that tournament this weekend? Like, the whole state of Louisiana was in Houma. Coach Hamner puts on that event. There's like 70, 80 teams that go. Like, it's literally a showcase. And he told us, our tournament's bigger than the state tournament. That, like, just an unbelievable showcase for Louisiana volleyball every year.
I can't pick a court to watch. I mean, I just want to watch it all. You see teams you've never seen before. You see teams you've heard about. You see teams you know that went to Lafayette. It's just so nice to see that. It's different when you see them in person. You know, you watch a video and you're like, oh, she couldn't kind of hit it hard. But you can't tell until you see that girl swing in person. So it puts everything into perspective for you. And you just kind of watch what those teams do and try to, see what you can do to mimic some of those things.
And also playing in these big tournaments, it's got to help your girls get more exposure because
absolutely,
you play in a team maybe that you probably wouldn't have seen in the regular season, but now that coach sees them and they may have someone being recruited and they're going to say, oh, look, by the way, I've seen this girl from South Lafourche play. Need to check her out. So that's also a good way to get your kids exposure.
Yeah, it's great networking. A lot of travel coaches come, a lot of coaches that have a lot of connections come, and then I meet up with coaches that, that 4 years ago I was the newbie, and now I know these people from like Westminster and Turlings, and you just get to chat with them. So it's nice to meet up with everyone.
Coach, what's it like being in the locker room every day with a player like Nyla Lyons? And what I mean by that, I'm not even talking about the ability to just smash the ball. She's got so much energy. Like, whenever you guys get a kill, anybody gets a kill. She's jumping up and down and beating her chest. And, like, it just feels like the team feeds off of her energy, and it feels like the energy never stops.
It never does stop unless she's eating. Nyla loves to eat. So if you need her to stop talking for a couple seconds, you just feed her. She loves to eat. She loves to. And it's funny because you would tell girls, why are you eating this before a game? But it's like she needs that fuel to fire her up before a game. So I'm a little less concerned about that because she knows what she can and can't do. I think just through basketball, through other sports, she's like, I know what I can eat before a game, and she knows what gives her energy. But you can't just help but laugh. She's a lot of fun and just a big personality.
Yeah.
Coach, one last time, tell us what's coming up this week, the rest of this week, and next week for the Lady Tarpons.
So tomorrow we have varsity only, 4 o'clock at home, open district against Morgan City. Thursday we have a big one against Riverside. They're very scrappy, but hopefully we can get a big win there. Next week on Tuesday we host Assumption. We need everybody out for that one. That's going to be the big one. And then next Friday and Saturday, we go to Belle Chase, hoping to get some good games, some different teams, different competition over there.
Very quick, I have a question from a listener who wants to know, there's been a growth in sand volleyball at the college level. Do you encourage your players to play sand volleyball in the offseason? And if so, how is it beneficial in the gym setting?
Yes, speed and jumping. Jumping ability, if you can jump in the sand, you can jump anywhere. And if you can move in the sand, you can move anywhere. I still play sand volleyball on my free time, and I try to get them just to come out in the off season, whether it be just for fun or in Thibodeau to the complexes over there. Yep. Sand absolutely helps you indoor game.
Awesome.
Yeah, it keeps you in shape, too. I mean,
yes.
Playing in that sand.
Oh, yes.
Well, Coach, thanks for joining us this evening. Best of luck in the next couple of weeks, and hope we can finish the season strong.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Go get them.
All right. Coach Jamie Sheremy doing a tremendous job with the Lady Tarpon volleyball team in Callais. They are 15-7 on the year.
Yeah.
Ranked number 8 with games where they can move up in the power ranking.
And look, 15-7 with a really tough schedule. They've played a very difficult schedule, winning, having success. And look, she hit it on the head. Next Tuesday, y'all, they've got a home match against Assumption. No excuses not to be there. It's fall break. There's not going to be any school or anything like that. Go out and support them. Big match. Very good possibility that match will be for the district championship. Great opportunity for the Lady Tarpons right here at home.
Yeah, and look, go out and support these young ladies. They work hard, and hopefully they can finish strong. And when it's all said and done, this team is going to be battle-tested, and that's just going to help them out in that playoff run that they are set to make.
No doubt.
Luke, let's go ahead and take a 2-minute break. When we get back, we're going to have Coach Eric Zach from the South First Cross Country team joining us here at the table. You're listening to Inside Tarpon Athletics right here on KLEB. Welcome back here to Inside Tarpon Athletics. Coach Brian Callais here with Casey Gisclair. We at Spars at the station at 16816 Highway 3235 in Cutoff. Stop by, come have a meal, and talk some Tarpon Athletics. We're going to be here till around 8 o'clock this evening. Joining us now is cross-country coach, Coach Eric Zach. Coach, how are we doing this afternoon?
Great. Thanks for having.
Good. Look, let's talk about that big meet y'all had. Y'all hosted a meet. Y'all turned it into a fundraiser, and it was good results for everyone.
Yeah, we were very blessed with the weather. We escaped the rain. Boys varsity, girls varsity, and the JV all came out first place, and we had a great turnout for the community race.
Shout out some of the winners, if you have it.
Yeah, we have so Josh Guidry, he won the boys varsity. Gavin Kiger came out third. Henry Arugio came out seventh. Luke Sheremy came out 14th, and Nathan Darter came out 15th in our boys varsity.
And it's been pretty consistent with the results from cross country. Tarpon's up there every week.
Yes, yeah, we're doing well. We're having a good season.
I believe I was reading on social media, Josh broke the course record on Saturday, correct?
Yes.
I know that's something he was setting out to do, so he was determined, and, man, he made it a goal, and he made it happen. That's awesome.
Yeah, and we had some good competition at our meet this weekend.
It's wonderful.
How did the fundraising part go? Do you have a lot of people there?
I think
running?
we had about 30 or 40 runners for the community race. I think if the weather would have been nicer, we had a few more.
Sure.
Did you partake in any?
No.
Well, someone has to be in charge.
Right.
So, yeah, I get it. Well, Coach, you got a couple of athletes with us.
Yeah, we got Luke Sheremy and Maddie Lane Payram.
Maddie Lane
Yes,
Payram.
Maddie Lane.
Tell us what grade you in?
I'm in 11th grade.
How many years have you been running cross country?
This is my first year.
Last time when we were here, we had one of the guys that were here was recruiting players and who was that by? What
was the question?
Like, who asked you to come out? How do you go out for cross country?
Mr. Zach actually brought it up to me one day at school because I had told him that I was getting into running, and he was like, well, why don't you join the cross country team? And I was like, yep.
Well, what are some different courses where you ran this year? I know the courses are all different. What are maybe some of the toughest courses?
Definitely the ones with the hills. Our last course that we ran was at Nichols Farm, and they didn't really have much hills, but the sun was out, and it was pretty hot outside.
When you running in these meets, do you rather run in cooler weather or warm weather?
Definitely cooler weather.
Maddie, you finished 5th this past weekend at the home meet. Talk about the way you performed and what are some things you're looking to grow on as you're still 11th grade over a whole another year. What are some areas you're trying to improve on?
It was pretty good. Started off strong, finished strong, and I definitely want to build up some more endurance and improve on my second mile because I kind of lack whenever I get to that mile 2 marker. But I definitely want to continue to grow and get better as a runner.
Will you try and go out and recruit some of your friends?
Yes.
Because I know the boys, that's what they did this year, where they went out when we had, I can't remember his name last week, went out and recruited some of his friends to come out.
Yes, I'm always bringing it up to my friends, asking them to join, and I think next year some of them are going to join.
Well, what is the toughest part of running cross country?
It's all mental. You gotta have a strong mental mindset.
How do you, so often I see these races and you all are sprinting to the finish. Where does that energy come from at the end? Is that just an adrenaline rush? How do you guys in the last 100 meters after running for 3 miles find it in the tank to go full on the whole rest of the way?
It's definitely the adrenaline, and whenever you see your parents and all your teammates and all cheering you on, it gives you an adrenaline rush, makes you want to run faster.
Can you pass the mic over if you don't mind? Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Luke Sheremy. I'm a senior.
A senior. So you've been running cross country for 4 years?
Yes, sir.
What is your favorite part of cross country?
I would say the team side of it. We have a really great team. We get along really great. It's like a brotherhood almost.
And you got lower classes below you running. What are some things that you do to try and be a leader and motivate?
Yeah, it's just being a leader, being positive, and when somebody's struggling, helping them out, giving them positive feedback, and helping them improve.
Casey brought up having a kick at the end of a race. Is that something when you start every race that in the back of your mind, maybe trying to save a little bit of energy for that kick?
Sometimes, yeah, but like for me, no matter how fast I run the race, I always have a kick at the end. It's just the adrenaline rush, seeing everybody there cheering you on and knowing that the finish is right there.
And that has to help where a lot of people, when you in that final stretch, that kick where people start cheering, it's got to get you pumped up a little bit more to finish.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
What was it like running in, not really the rain, but it was muddy and it was sloppy, and like those conditions are not ideal. What's it like running whenever the weather's not perfect?
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. Like it being wet, a lot of our course was in the grass, so it was muddy. It was hard to speed up. You would slip sometimes, but yeah.
Now, when you're running these races, every course is different. They might have some parts of a course where it's just you and another runner from another school. Is there any trash talking going around there, or you want to tell him some, kind of mess with his mind?
Not really, no. When I'm racing, I really don't try to talk to them. I just focus on my race.
Do they try and talk to you?
Some people do, yeah.
Just to run away from them?
Yeah.
Go
just
faster?
Speed up.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Your teammate was saying she's working on her second mile. How do you pace that? Because, look, I don't know how the heck you guys run 3 miles, period, but to have the right pacing to make sure that you're going about the same the whole way, is that comes with just practice, repetition? Like, where does that come from?
It's a lot of practice, yeah. The second mile is the hardest part of the race because a lot of times the start's fast. Everybody goes out fast. And in the end, you want to have a fast finish, but you have to push yourself through the second mile and not slow down to keep your position.
Let me ask you this. Is it hard, like if a person comes out, going out the gates like they're running a 200-meter dash, and you know deep down, like, they can't sustain that, but you also see, hey, they're way ahead of me. Is it hard to just focus on running your race and not paying attention to what the other kids are doing?
Sometimes, yeah, it is hard. What I try to do is I try to focus on the person in front of me and try to pass them up and then pass up the next person and keep on going.
Any individual goals that you may have this year?
Just to keep improving on my time and do better every race.
Now, how does it qualify? You'll qualify for the state meet. Is there a meet before that you have to qualify yet?
There's a district meet that everybody runs, and then there's a regional meet, and then you have to qualify at the regional meet to go to state.
And the top 4 or 5, or it's a certain time?
Top 5 teams, yeah.
Okay.
Or top 25 individual.
Wow. So the top 25 individual, you go to state, and hopefully you can get a lot of teammates in that top where you can qualify as a team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man. Tell me this. You said you're what class?
Senior.
Senior, okay. So you're one of the ones that have been seeing this program grow year by year. Coach Zach and Coach Adams were telling us, hey, just a couple years ago, they were 4 or 5 kids total in the program. What's it been like being part of it, seeing every year a few more and then a few more, and then now the team having success and winning meets, and, like, you've seen all of it. That has to be just an amazing feeling.
Yeah, it is. Coming from my freshman year, we maybe had 10 or 15 runners. To last year, I think we had almost 30. And every year we seem to be getting better and better.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah. Coach Zach, what's next for the cross-country team coming up in the next couple of weeks?
Saturday, we have our meet at Highland Park in Baton Rouge. It's a large meet. I think there's going to be 60 teams, probably 300 runners in the varsity girls and boys.
300 runners.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Wow.
Tell me about this. You guys said that your junior varsity team also won. Who are some of those kids? That's an awesome accomplishment. No matter what age you are, to win your race, that's a big deal. Talk about those junior varsity kids that shined.
Yeah, we had Elijah Griffin, Job Dufresne, some freshman and a sophomore. We had Connor Bruce, Angel Chubb, Tommy Verdon. We had Tommy here a couple weeks ago.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
That's the recruiter.
The head recruiter.
Yes.
Yeah. And then Mia Guidry ran JV for us on the girls' side.
That's really good, man.
So we've got a couple of weeks left in the cross-country season.
Yeah, so we go this week to Highland Park, and then we take a week off. And then the following Wednesday, we have our district meet at Pelche Park in Thibodaux.
Then that qualifies for state after that with the regional meet.
That would be qualifying for regionals, yeah.
Oh, so you got to qualify for a regional.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask each of y'all one last question. When you are conditioning for cross country. If you have the opportunity to run before school or maybe after school or late in the evening, what is your preference?
Definitely before school, before the sun's out.
And it makes it a lot easier, right?
Yes.
Just Luke?
Yeah, running in the morning is definitely a lot easier than running in the afternoon, especially this time of year when it's hot.
And just talk about that self-discipline that you need to get up earlier in the morning while maybe your classmates are still sleeping in, but y'all up early running.
Yeah, every Friday we have a morning practice as a team to get us up early and run.
That's awesome.
That's good team bonding, practice there. That's good. Your coaches are up that early? I said, you up that early on Friday mornings?
Barely said.
Well, look, thank y'all so much for joining us. Best of luck. Hopefully y'all can all qualify for the state meet and bring some good results back with y'all.
Very good.
All
Congrats on the big win.
Tarpon Cross Country is doing a great job. Look, that's a tough sport where it's self-discipline, where you have to get up early in the morning sometimes when your classmates and all are sleeping. You up running, conditioning for meets. That says a lot about these young men and women.
You know what I'm not doing? I'm not getting up at 6 o'clock and running 3 miles, bro. That's amazing discipline. Good on them. And look, the results speak for themselves. They're having success. And all of the teams won their respective, categories of the meet this past weekend. The sport is growing locally. The team is doing an amazing job. And, man, it's awesome to see. It really is.
What would you do getting up at 6? That's 5 hours before your normal wake-up time at 11.
Be absolutely unbearable for the entirety of the day. That's what I would do. If I
don't see how you can do it.
Be absolutely unbearable.
Losing 5 hours of sleep. Yeah, him and Buddy Miller sleep together.
No, you better watch the way you just said that. You better watch the way you just said that.
Poor Buddy.
Poor Buddy. Poor Gisclair over here. Spreading rumors.
Let's take a break before we get in trouble. Let's go ahead and take a 1-minute break, Luke, if you can. 1 minute. When we get back, we're going to talk some Tarpon football with our coach, Rafe Plaisance, and a couple of offensive linemen he has with him. You're listening to Inside Tarpon Athletics on KLEB. And welcome back here at Spars at the station inside Tarpon Athletics. We had Spars till about 8 o'clock tonight. Come by, stop, have a meal, and talk some Tarpon Athletics with us. Next is South Lafourche offensive line coach, Coach Rafe Plaisance, with a couple of his offensive linemen. But, Coach, we'll start with you. Thanks for joining us. How we doing this evening?
Doing pretty good, man. Just preparing for Vanderbilt this week. Got a big one coming up, another district game. Got to get back in the win column.
Coach, talk about the growth of the offensive line just from 3-4 years ago until now, the growth that these young men have.
Yeah, definitely, man. It starts with these two guys right here in Bo, man. We've been having them for 3 years now, and the continuity we've built in these last 3 years, I mean, it's shown in the win column this year. And, man, they took their lumps early. I told them as freshmen, I got Sawyer when he was a sophomore, got Carter and Bo when they were freshmen. And like I told them, freshmen aren't supposed to start on the varsity level, man. It doesn't happen at most schools. So They got thrown into the fire, and they responded well. And look, we're reaping the rewards of it right now. These guys are some heck of football players, and it's an honor to be able to coach them. They very, very good football players.
Let's talk a little bit about the game last week. Kind of find it was a hard time running the football, but you guys, if you went away from the run game, pass game, they were there blocking, giving Mac plenty of time to throw the football.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you got to think Coach BJ said it best. You got to remember, they still E.D. White, man. Well-coached team, got 120 kids on their team, man. That's some adversity you got to try to overcome off the jump. But look, they did a good job. Credit to them. They took away our running game, and we still had some opportunities. We still had some opportunities, but at the end of the day, they did what they were supposed to do. They got a really good Mike backer. Kind of caused some disruption, and you got to tip your hat to them, But like kind of what you touched on, man. Our pass pro is. I was very, very, very pleased with it, man. We gave Mac plenty of time, and he did his thing. Mac's a really good quarterback. He's amazing, and I haven't seen one in my time down here that could sling it like him. So, I'm 33 and I haven't seen one. So, he's really good and he's special. And we got some special receivers out there, and Terrence and Baby J and Dre, and we got some explosive playmakers. Avon's been doing a really good job too at the wide position. But it all starts with the guys up front, man, giving them 10, 12 seconds at sometimes. So that's amazing. Yeah, what more can you say about it?
Yeah, you're not going to have a quarterback passing for 330 yards or a running back running for 250 in a game without the offensive line. So that's a credit to you guys with the hard work y'all putting in and to see these results where they may take away one aspect of the game, but the second one's going to hurt them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if it's no secret, we like to run the ball, and we've been pretty successful so far this year, but we got into a situation against Thibodeau where they kind of took away the run too. They have a salty defense. They really do have a pretty good defense. So, they kind of tried to make us one-dimensional as well, and I thought E.D. White did a heck of a job doing it as well. But the beauty of our offense, and Coach Young, tremendous play call. I mean, they take away the run. Mac throws for 330, 340 yards. So, I mean, kudos to him. I mean, it's you take away one thing, we'll beat you on another. And fortunately, we didn't get a win, but we still competed with them. And like I said, it's still, at the end of the day, it's E.D. White. They're a powerhouse for a reason.
Rafe, how fulfilling is it, like in the Pearl River game or the Central Lafourche game, where they are exhausted on defense, they're stacking the box, and you guys are running through it, and it just doesn't matter? As an offensive line coach, I'm sure those are the moments like, yep, those hot summer days in August, that's what it's all about right there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those two games definitely stand out to it. I mean, pretty much pick whatever play you want to run, and it was successful for us. And, again, credit to these guys, because I could coach them as much as I want. They got to actually go out there and physically do it, and physically execute to the T, and they did, man. We, it's kind of who we want to be. We want to try to gas people out and lean on them in the fourth quarter and punish them. But it's just sometimes it just the game doesn't dictate that. And like we saw against E.D. White, and I know Vandy's going to come in very well coached, and they have a good defensive box and a good back end as well. I mean, they're 5-0 for a reason. So. We got to go out there and try to prove it. It's tough 2 games in a row, but, that's the hand we were dealt. We got to do the best we can with it.
Yep. As a coach, you're trying to relay a message to your players. And how much has that, with you playing on the next level, how much has that played a factor in getting your message across to your offensive linemen where they know you've been through it?
They just, if we're doing drills, and I'll do pretty advanced drills. You could ask these guys. We do a lot of things that I did in college and things that most O-line coaches on the high school level won't show you because they just don't know.
Don't know, right.
So I show them a lot of things that I learned in college, and that's what it's all about, taking what you know and passing it on to them. I can't physically go do it for them, but I can show them. And look, I might be 33 years old, but I can still move. So I could go out there and show them a drill. And then these guys right here, I'm fortunate to have such a good group because I show them 1 or 2 times and they catch it right away. So very fortunate with that.
Let me ask you this. So you're sharing a lot of your guys on the defensive side. Let's say, I don't know, an opponent makes like an adjustment or whatever. Does that make it a little more difficult for you guys to adjust to their adjustment when you don't necessarily have them on the sidelines in between possessions?
It does somewhat. It really does. But look, it's always team before us, and we got to try to do what's best for the team. And I always tell Coach Mike and Coach Daniel, take them. Sawyer and Bo play probably lead the team in snaps, maybe behind Terrence. Terrence might be the only other one. So, look, I tell them, take them as much as you need them. We really got to set out to win games. That's what it's about. We're here to win games. So, it does kind of hurt us a little bit, maybe an aspect of, kind of seeing some looks on the sideline that we see, but we got a smart center right here that can go out there and relay everything. And he's kind of our signal caller anyway, so he kind of points us all in the right direction.
Speaking of, you got two young men with you. You can pass them the mic. Go ahead and introduce yourself. And
Carter Callais. I'm a junior.
A junior, so you have this year or next year to play.
Yeah, yes, sir.
What's one thing that Coach Plaisance brings to the table, being where he played, he knows what he's talking about? How much has that helped you?
He definitely brings the energy and the focusedness that you need to have all the good technique and the power that you need to play in the trenches.
Does he bring that kind of nasty type play? Because when he was a player,
he was one of them.
It was nasty, and that's what you want up front.
Yeah, he shows the really finish blocks and don't stop to the whistle.
What are some things that are going through your mind as an offensive lineman? Let's go back Friday against E.D. White. What are some things that was happening during the course of the game where y'all had a little trouble running the ball, but y'all were passing the ball outstanding? So what are some things that maybe was going through your mind with adjustments?
We just had to watch the number 7, the good linebacker, see if he was blitzing. Or you can look at the D-lines, how they're lined up, see if they're going to stunt or twist. Just really got to keep your eyes up and give Mac time, and he's going to throw it to anybody that's open.
It's got to be pretty nice with y'all to have these athletes all around y'all, knowing that if we do our part up front, that good things are going to happen.
Oh, yes, sir, it is.
I'm actually the same question I asked Coach Rafe. Whenever it's late in the game and you're driving and you got him and you're not tired and he is, and you're in your stance and you could feel him probably huffing and puffing, that's got to be like, yeah, baby, let's go. That's got to be a great feeling, right?
When they're tired, you know you got them, and you just got to you got to bring it, and you just make a play.
How much in the past couple of years, I know they've kind of tweaked the weight program a little bit where it's pretty much y'all getting after. How much has that helped y'all the last couple of years?
With me, myself, I definitely see a change. Especially my bench and squat, it really helps on the field when you can use your strength that you have to beat defensive linebackers.
Yeah, man, look, tell us about the challenge coming up against Vanderbilt. Obviously, Coach Rafe was saying they're 5-0. They've got a really good defense. Their defense has been lights out this season. What are some things you guys have to do to put some points up on the board?
We need to be able to run the ball first. Then we need to, if we give Mac time, he's going to make a play. So as we do our job, the receivers, quarterback, and running backs are going to do their job for us to win the game.
Pass it over to your right. Introduce yourself, please.
I'm Sawyer Wells, senior.
Sawyer, a senior last year. Are you getting, and Carter could have asked you this too, any looks to play on next level?
Yes, sir. I got a couple offers right now.
Talk about how important it is to before you can get these looks where you got to stay pretty busy in the summer, right? Going to all these different camps.
Yeah, you got to go to a lot of camps. You got to kind of put yourself out there.
And Carter, as a junior, or any looks so far? Not yet.
It's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming.
It's coming. There's no doubt. But just talk about being an offensive lineman up front. The unity y'all have as a group.
Oh, we have a great brothership, and we all all used to playing together, and it helps with the bonding too. We all play good.
And talk about when y'all score a touchdown, or especially if Terrence gets one. You go find him in the end zone and try and throw him up in the clouds.
It's kind of like a little tradition.
Yeah, how long that's been going on? That's pretty cool when they get a good picture of it.
Since I think my freshman year with Jack Chasson.
Look,
Yes.
be honest. After a long drive, when T goes catch one and it's 50, 60 yards, is there ever a time where you're like, I got to go run all the way in the end zone and pick him up?
No, it's more like excitement.
Okay, I got you.
You better be running, I'm sure. Got a coach right here that might be getting on him.
Hey,
We'll celebrate.
let me ask you guys this, man. Look, a lot of people talk about Bo, yourself, and Sawyer. Them two guards in the middle are doing a damn good job this year, too. Talk about them young boys on the inside of the offensive line.
Oh, they're doing outstanding. They're a little underweight, but they're going to get there.
Absolutely.
And talk about how it feels to be a leader, being a senior on that offensive line, just for people to follow your example.
It feels great. They get someone to look up to, and it's just a good feeling.
Having Coach Rafe as the offensive line coach, not many people get to have that, where someone played college ranks, knows exactly what y'all going through. Talk about how important it is to have Coach Plazons here as y'all coach.
He's an outstanding coach, and we love that. But he puts us through a lot of great drills just to keep us going.
Fundamentals.
Do you have a preference in terms of what you would maybe play at the next level? Like, is it all offensive line, or are there some schools saying, hey, man, like I see you playing on the other side. Like, would you be open to playing defensive line also?
I'll be open.
Yeah. Whatever they want, huh?
Yeah, wherever they need me.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, great answer. Wherever they need.
Center or guard.
Center or guard.
Rafe said, yeah.
And you comfortable
Yeah.
moving over to center?
I haven't practiced it in a while, so yeah. I'm a little rusty.
Look, so many explosive playmakers. You guys got to know on a pass play especially, like, if we just hold up for 4 or 5 seconds, like, somebody's going to get open. There's so many options. Like, especially this past Friday, E.D. White's got an outstanding defense. You guys had 340 yards passing against those guys, man. Like, it's got to be a great feeling knowing that we're the wall that is separating us from success and maybe failure on a given play based on how we block.
Yeah. You just got to stay blocking your guy for 5 seconds. You get an outstanding pass from Josh.
Yeah.
Talk about some things you're seeing on film from Vanderbilt.
They big up front. They know how to squeeze too.
And look, the Tarpons have always played Vanderbilt pretty tough. Some good close games, and could come down to turnovers or who has the ball last.
Yeah.
Look, I got to ask you this. I've been knowing you since you're a little boy. What do we got to do to get your helmet to stay on during a game?
Bruh, they always like to take me out.
Like, what's happening there, man? Like, that's hands to the face. We got to tighten it up. Every time I look, Sawyer's helmet's off.
The ref was right behind me.
Yeah.
Well, maybe throw the flag.
Right.
Keep your helmet on.
I advocated pretty hard for a flag after the third one. But the refs just gave me a warning to step back.
Okay, fair enough.
What are some things the Tarpons going to have to do well to come away with a victory Friday?
We're going to have to play as one. We're all going to be on the same page, too, especially the defense.
And look, halfway through the season, y'all up there in the power rankings, and get a couple more victories. How important or satisfying it would be to have a home game your senior year?
Oh, it'd be amazing. I think it's just a feeling of going to the playoffs, and even in a home game, it's just a wonderful feeling, and having an amazing home crowd too.
I think, did you play with Hayden any at South a little bit? No? Did you get a chance to play with Hayden any at South? No, y'all never? Okay. I thought that you did. My bad. You do play with your little brother. What's that like to share the field with him, or share a practice field or a locker room? What's that like?
It was good. He was someone to look up to a lot.
Awesome. Good deal.
Good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, guys, thank you all so much.
Appreciate you guys, man.
For joining us.
Thank you for having us.
go out, have a good game on Friday, and let's finish this last half of the season strong, where get a home game, but then also second round game.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
Coach Ray Claison, Carter Callais, Sawyer Wells, doing a tremendous job.
Good job, fellas.
With the offensive line, they move the football. When they're not moving the football, they block for the quarterback to throw the ball. And some big boys, Casey.
You think there's ever been a time that Rave's done an interview with two other guys and he's the smallest guy?
No, never.
Those offensive linemen are big, they're strong, they're physical, but they're also fundamentally sound. That's the reason why they could pass block so effectively. That's the reason why they could be as good as they are. Look, we've got a great unit, and those boys are doing some great things for that football program for sure.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up with the two guards.
Yeah.
They're young, but, man, they're holding their own. They're doing a great job, and expect a good game on Friday night. The Tarpons always play tough when the Terriers are on the schedule.
And, you know, the exciting thing, man, 4 out of 5 of those kids up front are going to be back. Sawyer's the only senior, so 4 out of 5 are going to be back. That's very exciting.
Yep. Let's go ahead and take a break, Luke. We'll take a 1-minute break again. When we get back, we're going to talk some Golden Medal middle school football with Coach Derek Brunet. You're listening to Inside Tarpon Athletics on KLEB. And welcome back to Inside Tarpon Athletics. Let's go ahead and thank a few of our sponsors: Maxed Out, Tiny Toes Prenatal Imaging, Peak Performance, Almost Heaven Nutrition, and Performance Automotive. Thank you so very much for sponsoring Inside Tarpon Athletics. Next on the agenda, we're going to go down the bayou. We're going to talk to Derek Brunet, head football coach at Golden Medal Middle School. Coach, thanks for joining us this evening.
Thanks for having me, gentlemen. How y'all doing?
Good. First, let's talk about y'all last game. Just go ahead and let us know how things went.
Oh, we lost to Thibodeau, a very good Thibodeau team, by the way, 28-0. We went toe-to-toe with them in the first half. It was 8-0 at halftime, and second half we just couldn't get it done. We couldn't slow them down, make enough stops. But make no mistake about it, Thibodeau's a very, very good team. Coach Riley has those boys prepared, and let me tell you, when Thibodeau and Raceland play each other, that's going to be something. I hope it's not one night that we play in, so I'll go watch it, because I want to see those two teams get at it, because by far, so far, that's the two best teams we've gone against, and the speed and size is just unbelievable.
Yeah, again, when they combine these two schools, they're still combining East and West, so they are a powerhouse. But, Coach, talk to us about this, where we've been talking the last week or so on play-by-play, where we would like to see a tournament or a playoff at the end of the season. What are your thoughts on that?
I completely agree with it. Let's give the kids a great experience, because at the end of the day, it's about getting them prepared for the high school level, and the high schools have a playoff, so why can't we? And when I first started coaching, when I was still in college, my first year coaching at LCO with Coach Pelt, we had a playoff. And maybe it wasn't the right system, but it was definitely the right idea and thought process. And I'd like to see us go back to it. And I think y'all talked to multiple coaches in our middle school, in our parish, and they'd completely agree, because it's about the kids. It's not about us coaches, because most of the coaches, they coach basketball, so they're ready to jump into their next season. But what we all agree upon and what we want for our kids is a good experience. That's for sure.
What would be the process of getting that started?
Well, we'd have to get together with our principals and athletic directors for when they have their annual meeting and get their thoughts on it and see if their support's behind it, and then it'll go to a vote like Coach Raleigh talked about with you and Damien on the group chat. So that's where it'd have to go. So it would have to be the ADs and principals to vote on it.
Before I get Casey to jump in, congratulations. Gold medal, middle school teacher of the year.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Look, I say this and I mean this, where to be a great coach, you have to be a great teacher first. And Coach Keegan Polkey, a couple of years back, was Teacher of the Year. Now you are Teacher of the Year, Golden Medal. So job well done, man. Very proud of you.
Thank you, Coach. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
For sure, man. Hey, look, going back to the Thibodeau game for a second, we talked about it on the broadcast. It really felt like, it's 8-0 at the end of the first half. You guys are moving the ball. Then you kind of ran out of time a little bit. Don't you just wish that if you just had a little bit more and you didn't have to switch into the 2-minute offense, it feels like you guys could have scored there. And when you didn't, it almost felt like a little bit of air came out of the balloon a little bit.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. I mean, we were doing some really good things on offense, getting 4 or 5 yards a carry, but unfortunately we just ran out of time. And then we had to go into our 2-minute offense, and then that's where things kind of went south for us. It's not a position we are do very well in because of just the design of our offense and who we have. So definitely wish we could have hung some on the board. Definitely wish we had about 2 more minutes, and we could have maybe punched it in the end zone.
Yeah.
Talk about the play of Carter plays on running the football. It seems like y'all were giving him the ball a little bit more often that game than some previous games. But just talk about his ability to run, and he runs so darn hard.
No, he's a workhorse. He is a true workhorse. My coaches and I keep talking about it, and we're excited for him to go to the next level because I think we could get Coach Young, Meathead 2.0. So that's what we're really excited about. When he has the ball, he just makes things happen. He'll run past you. He'll run through you. He don't care. He'll do whatever it takes to get however much yardage he can. True workhorse, and we are very lucky to have him in our backfield.
E.D. White tomorrow. I'm sure today was a walkthrough. Tell me about this. You guys did get dinged a little bit against Thibodeau. What's the status of some of your kids? Are you going to be close to full strength tomorrow?
We're going to be close to full strength. We're going to be missing one of our starters on the offensive line. Carter J. plays on.
The other Carter plays on.
Got injured, and we'll have him back later this week. But he's going to miss tomorrow. So it's going to be next man up. Nobody feels bad for you when you have injuries. The other team doesn't care. So next man up. So we're going to have a young guy step up and be ready to play.
Yep.
Talk about a quick turnaround from the last week and then playing on a Tuesday without practicing on a weekend. And talk about that quick turnaround where y'all got to be ready to go on a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's very fast. Because you're not going to full padded practice the day after a game. You said it right there. We were nicked, bumped, and bruised. We were kind of limping through the finish line at that point. But we always take it light the day after a game. We watch film, prepare for our next opponent. Maybe watch a few things from the night before, just things we need to clean up. And then we on to the next opponent. So light day the day after the game, then you go with another light practice. You're really not doing a whole lot of hitting because you just can't afford to at this point in the season, with injuries, and that's just how we do it. And then we gave them off this past Friday because we've been going a few Fridays in a row, and then we picked it up today, and we're ready to roll. Though we really feel like we're ready to go out there. We're confident in our game plan, and we're ready to play E.D. White tomorrow.
Look, I'm not asking you to say anything bad about the officials. I'm not. But you did get a 15-yard penalty. What was the frustration about there in that situation?
Well, the frustration was he only pointed in one direction for the personal foul, and I was trying to figure out how that's even possible when the opposing player started it. And look, I'm always going to fight for my guys, I try to lead by example, but at that point it was time to stand up for them. And, I apologize to them because I did put us in a bad spot. But at the same time, I'm going to fight for my boys every single time. And it kind of got us a little juice. I was able to fire them guys up, and we had a pretty good drive until we committed a turnover. But, and it's nothing personal with the officials. It's like I told the guys after the game, they came talk to me, and I'm like, look, y'all doing your job. I'm doing mine, and it's not a big deal. But I had it coming to me.
Well, I'm glad you brought that topic up. And my question was, What was he doing after the game going to find you to talk to you?
The white hat came find me and told me that the flag came too soon, that he was trying to come to me and talk to me, and the official on our sideline threw a flag. And look, I don't blame the guy. You know, I wasn't exactly very calm in that moment. But
no, you 100% deserved it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
There's no doubt about it. But our issue was after he was going to find you. I didn't understand that why he was going to find you after the game.
I guess they said it shouldn't have got thrown, but it's like I told him, I said, look, I deserved it. So, I mean.
It wasn't confrontational.
No, not at all. Not at all. It was not confrontational. He just came to talk to me about the mechanics of it, I guess weren't followed the way he wanted to, and it is what it is. You know.
Well, if I had 2 flags, I'd have thrown both of them on you.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have blamed the referees either.
No, and I don't blame you.
I told my coaching staff, listen, get ready, because this might be the time, you know. Might have to get somebody else calling plays, and they just kind of looking at me. I'm like, oh, no, it may happen, because I'm not getting my answer I want right away. And
Look, Derek, let me ask you this, man. We talk to the high school coaches all the time when they're about to play D White. They say how difficult it is to prepare for an option offense. Coach BJ said last week in practice we didn't even have a ball. It's just, you tackle your assignment over and over and over again. They run the same offense in middle school. Not quite the same level of speed, but they do run the same offense. How do you try to slow it down tomorrow?
Well, we almost had to do like Coach Callais' story with Real Pete, paint the ball black and go with it like that. But no, we did a lot of practicing without the ball because, like you said, I mean, you never know who's going to get on those triple option plays, and they run it so well. So our defense is going to have to be very, very, very disciplined. Play your assignment, and that's what it's going to be. And then if our defensive line could get a good push, maybe stop that fullback dive on that triple option, maybe disrupt some things, maybe cause a few bad quarterback center exchanges. That'll help out. And then our offensive line, definitely trying to get a good push against their defensive line because they're a little bit small on the defensive front, but they can move and they're disciplined and they're going to give us all they have. People kept saying, "Oh, Edie White's down." No, they're not down. They're not down. They caught Raceland, who's hot, and then they caught a very good Lockport team who's come on very strong, and I mean they look excellent too. So I mean, Edie White's not down. They're a very good team. It's going to take everything we have. It's going to take our best effort.
3 games left in the season. You got a game tomorrow. Then you off a while, right? Next week with fall break, you're off.
Yes, sir.
Then you end your last 2 games. Who you end the season
We're
with?
going to have Lockport, and then a week later we'll have LCO in a rivalry game. So it's definitely not a very friendly stretch to end the season, but we'll have it no other way. We love to compete. Our boys love to compete, and we'll play anybody, anywhere, anytime, and we're ready.
What does the fall break look like? Because this is your last game coming up tomorrow for our long stretch. So what does the rest of this week after tomorrow look like? And then what do you do during the quote-unquote bye week for the fall break?
Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll do our film the day after the game, have a real light day, let everybody just kind of rest, recover, everything. Go hit the field on Thursday, walk through everything, scout offense, scout defense, prepare for Lockport's looks, give them the day off on Friday. And then Monday is the fall break day, so we have to give them off. And then Tuesday will be a PD day for the teachers. We're going to practice that day. Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday of next week's up in the air. We'll see, but we may go on Friday just to get that day from Monday back and then be ready.
There's no school on the Monday and Tuesday?
Correct. For the students, no school on Monday.
So you have it this Friday, school?
Correct. Yes, sir.
The Monday and Tuesday, no school for students?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Well, Coach, what are some keys to victory tomorrow night?
Defensive discipline. We have to be disciplined. I mean, you saw what they were able to do to Salafusha's defense, with misdirection, triple option. So defensive line's got to penetrate. Linebackers have to read their keys, do their job, and we have to tackle because they got some boys that could go. They could run fast and they run hard. So that's going to be a key defensively. Then offensively, it's like we just say every week we preach to our guys. Line, y'all just get a little bit of push. Guard plays on, send Hayden Guidry and Maddox that they can do some damage. So let's go out and do our jobs.
Coach, we haven't had a show here since the game that you guys won against Bayou Blue, and I haven't had a chance to ask you about this. Talk about the hustle play when their quarterbacks run into the end zone. The Guidry kid is like 20 yards behind them, dead sprints, pulls the ball out, should have been a fumble. That's neither here nor there. but gets the stop, and then you guys eventually get the stop and keep them out of the end zone. And the thing about it, if you go back and you watch the tape, it wasn't just the Gidry kid. You had 2 or 3 others trailing the play, busting tail also. As a coach, that's the level of buy-in I'm sure that you want to see.
Absolutely. Those guys have bought in. They've been working hard since June 9th. They were not going to let a guy get into the end zone that easily. They were going to make a hustle play, and like you said, Hayden Gidry hawked them down, but you had Maddox Vegas right there and Kale Veg right there ready to do some damage. So, like you said, probably should have been a turnover, but it is what it is. But I'm very proud of our team for bowling up and keeping them out the end zone, because it'd have been easy to say, oh, man, they just broke our backs right here, let's give up and this and that. There's no quitting those guys, and I think you saw that not only on that play against Bayou Blue, but you saw that against Thibodeau. Those boys never quit. Even though we were outgunned and outmatched come the second half, we gassed out, but those boys don't quit, man.
Yeah, and what kind of got lost in the mix there was that people were more concerned about the official not calling it a fumble or whatever, but don't forget the kids hustle.
Absolutely.
That should be the top of that conversation.
Absolutely.
You don't see that many places.
No, you really don't.
And I think it's a credit to you and your coaching staff for instilling that in them, and just said I was an outstanding play.
And you got to credit those guys too, because all 3 of those guys that ran down the ball carrier are all 8th graders and have all been in our program since they're in 6th grade. So they've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. They've been through it all. So they had too much pride to let somebody get in that easily on them. And, actually when they came to the sideline, Coach Hayden Gidry said, Coach, I should have had him 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. And he said, so I couldn't let them score. I said, well, look, man, you changed the game right there, because if they score and get the 2-point conversion, it's a tie game. They go an onside kick. What if they recover it? And then we got to bow up again. That's a tough ask for a team that, that if they would have gave up the score, that could have drained them emotionally. Because, these are middle school kids, they don't have that warrior mindset type yet,
Yeah, to bounce back quick. Yeah, you're right. That could have changed the game. But it did change it.
Yeah, absolutely. It changed the game, and we were able to bow up, get the ball, and then Carter plays on, seal the deal, man, with that outstanding run. And
let me ask you this. You coach the kids that are a little younger age than the high school guys. The kids are 12, 13, 14 years old. Whenever we were younger, we were watching the NFL in college and everything like that. Now I feel like they're not watching as much football. They're seeing highlights here and there on TikTok or whatever it may be. In the locker room, do you have a bunch of kids that are really paying attention to what's going on? Or they just kind of just get what they consume on their iPhone or iPad or whatever?
Most of them are like that, just consume what they can of the iPad and TikTok highlights. I don't know about TikTok. I don't have
Neither
that.
Me,
I don't mess with that. But,
no.
You don't have very many that sit down and watch a full game. Now you have a few, that will. And
so I know my boy Ryder will.
Oh, absolutely. We talk football a lot. He's like, Coach, did you see this play that LSU ran and this and that? I'm like, dude, you're the only person that knows that they ran that play. If you go poll the rest of the team, they have no clue. Yeah. Like most of them, there's quite a few of them. They hunting and fishing, and all that, and it's all good stuff. But, it's a little bit different. But definitely the ones that watch football, you could tell, and they know the game a little bit better. So some of the operational stuff and, key situational moments, they know a little bit better than the others. But
that was the next part to the question is, do you think it gives an advantage to kind of be that junkie that you and I were whenever we were younger?
But definitely football situational awareness. Those guys know it a little bit more, but that's something you could teach, and that's our job as coaches, and that's what we stress to them, that, hey, you got to be situationally aware. So,
Coach, thanks so much for the time this evening. Best of luck tomorrow against the Cardinals.
All right, thank you all very much, guys. I appreciate everything y'all do. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Always.
All right, it's Coach Derek Brunet doing a good job at Golden Meadow Middle School. Teacher of the Year, Derek Brunet.
That's awesome, man.
Yep. Casey, let's go ahead and take a break. We're going to let's go to a 2-minute break. When we get back, we're going to have Coach Corey Callais.
Really, really quick. Someone asked, and look, I'm not being petty at all. We will be filming tomorrow at E.D. White. Someone asked me, they wanted to say, hey, look, do you guys have permission? Yes, we will be videoing tomorrow at E.D. White.
We don't have to open that can of worms.
So no, but people wanted to know. People were asking, hey, y'all weren't allowed Friday. Are you allowed tomorrow? Yes, we are. We are going to be there tomorrow. Will it freeze up? That I don't know, Bruce Lee.
No, man, look. Our broadcast will not freeze. All right, let's go ahead and take a break. When we get back, we're going to have Coach Corey Callais, Salafu swim team, at the table. You're listening to Inside. There's 1 minute break. You're listening to Inside Tarpon Athletics on KLEB. Welcome back here to Inside Tarpon Athletics. We're here at Spars at the station. Next, there, you can come sit next to him. I know he's whatever.
I know he's what?
And I'll save that for another day.
I didn't want to get too close. Right. I mean, after the comment that I made last time, I didn't want to get slapped.
So you're avoiding him and not me, correct?
Right, correct.
Thank you. High five.
You're really gonna high five him. All right, next is Coach Corey Callais, head swim coach at South Lafourche High School. Coach, how did the meet go today?
Today was a rough one. Today, it was our parish meet. We hosted. We can compete with Central, with Thibodeau, but then you throw in E.D. White. I mean, wow. Talking to the coach after, she feels this is one of her best boys team she's ever coached, and knowing they've won so many state championships,
that's saying a lot.
That says a lot. But I mean, our boys, like I said, we came out second today. We swam very well. We hit some more state times. We broke a school record for the second week in a row. It was very, very successful. On the girls' side, there again, we talked that numbers game. And today, instead of my 10 that I normally have, I had 2-6. So I actually swam with only eight girls. And, we ended up fourth, which we competed with our district teams because we were 8 points out of second, with only 8 girls. So that gave me a little better outlook as far as to get ready for that district meet.
Typical coach. He comes in here, how it went, not too good, broke a school record, came out second.
Right.
It's like, come on.
Coaches are never happy.
Well, look, the main thing is you're getting more and more kids to qualify for that state meet.
Right. We hit some state time. We didn't get any additional kids. It was still kids hit, state times in different events. Because at state you can swim 2 individuals, so I'll go ahead and give them a choice of which ones they want to swim. You want to go ahead and give a shout out to the kids who have qualified.
Yes,
absolutely.
For our girls, we have Miss Kara Norville, who qualified in the 200 IM and the 500 free. And look, if you don't know anything about swimming, that's the 2 hardest events to do, and she does them very well at every meet.
500 free. How many?
That's 20 laps.
Oh my God!
And that's after swimming a 200 IM, which is 8 laps. Individual medley, you swim 2 laps of butterfly, 2 laps of backstroke, 2 laps of breaststroke, and then 2 laps of freestyle. Takes a little break and then does 500.
Wow.
So she is very, very good.
Be like a crawfish at the bottom of a pot.
That's
They'd have
what
to
I'm saying.
be up with
No
a net
way.
or something. Hey, no way.
I get tired watching her do it.
That's what I'm saying,
I
man.
get tired watching. We have Miss Mary Jane Burns, who qualified in the 50 free and the 100 fly. Miss Grace Barrios in the 50 free and the 100 back. And we have Miss Sophie Punch in the 50 free. As far as our boys, we have Aiden Terrio qualified in the 50 free and the 200 IM also. Riley Barrios Seward qualified in the 50 free, 100 free, 100 breast, and today he hit a state time in the 200 IM. So he has 4 that he gets to choose from. We have Mr. Eli Kidd, who qualified in the 50 free and the 100 free. And then finally we have Mr. Luke Danos. This list will tell you what kind of swimmer Luke is. He has a qualifying time in the 50 free, 100 free, 200 free, 500 free, 200 IM, the 100 back. Today he qualified in the 100 fly. The only event he didn't qualify, that's not his. But Luke is the kid last week. He broke the school record against Thibodeau swimming in the 500 free, the 500 free. He broke a record that has been there from Andrew Guidry, and that's been in right around 2008.
This is same old little old Luke that John and them's boy, the
Yes,
one little boy that would cry that didn't want to swim when he was 4 and 5 years old.
Didn't want to swim when he was young, but he's worth watching.
That's amazing.
He is very good. Well, today for this meet, he broke Kendall Smith's record in the 100 backstroke. And Kendall, I mean, if you followed swimming over the last few years, that speaks volumes, because Kendall was a state champion that we had.
Did he ever swim on a college level?
Kendall, he had opportunities. He could have, but he decided he wanted to focus on school and focus on his career. So he ended up not doing it, which I mean, totally respected. You know, he went out and he just wanted to focus. He was going into the medical field and, you know, wanted to focus on schooling.
And what's impressive about the qualifying times, what you just mentioned, is that you're not swimming against a person per se. You time. It's the time. You have to qualify to beat a certain time.
Yes, the state gives us these times.
Yes, and
this is from last year's state meet that it sets the qualifying
time. And
there's
a bunch of events that he qualified in.
And the good thing is he's a sophomore.
You know what I'm getting? It's not a certain person you're swimming against or competing against that you're just better than that one person. It's times.
Right.
So every time you jump in that pool with that certain time you got to get. That's impressive.
Yeah. He last week he tried to break the record, but where I had to use him, he had to go back-to-back events with a relay. So he was a little tired. He fell a little short. So I gave him a shot. You know, rearranged some relays this week, and gave him another shot, and he was able to get it.
So what's next? I think you were telling me during the commercial, it's fall break is an off week, and then you guys jump into district, correct?
Yes, fall break. Next week we're taking a week off. Well, we did something different this year. We always had trouble with fall break with people traveling, and because I mean our parents need to be there to work meets. So like today, St. Mary Parish is on fall break. So their parish meet will be held next Monday.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Terrebonne Parish and Lafourche will be off. They had, we held ours this week, and then we're going to meet in Thibodeau in 2 weeks for our district meet.
So that off week, does that help kind of your team maybe recharge their batteries? I know sometimes if you in the course of a season and you take a week off, you might lose some of that what you built up before.
It kind of works and doesn't work. With swimming, it's good. We had that point in the season where it's okay to take the rest. Like I have a few injuries. I had one of my top boys today in his first event. He re-aggravated an injury he had, so he missed the rest of the meet. So this is coming at a good time for him. That hopefully he's going to the doctor more. Hopefully it's nothing serious, and we can go ahead and get him healthy, because he's a very big part of our team. But we just have to go with what we got.
So you got off. Then is the next week.
The next meet is district.
It's district.
It's district meet. Yes.
Now explain the district meet. You still, if you qualified for the state earlier, it doesn't matter.
No, you can still hit state times at district, which those kids that are very close. There's going back to your fast pool. Thibodeau we're going to be inside the Thibodeau Regional Center, so the design of the pool is super fast, so we can improve some time. So I'm hoping for district we can maybe get a couple of those younger kids qualified to bring them on to the meet,
now,
to state meet.
So if a kid has qualified for a meet, and the next meet, if they improve their time, that makes a difference for the state meet, right?
For the state
because
meet, it would be seeding, yes.
They put you in a certain lane.
Yes. I don't turn in state entries until after that meet. So if they better their time, it's going to be, whichever time is best.
And it makes a big difference what lane you in.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes. Very big difference.
Look, you were telling me a second ago, explain the district. We are trained, Vanderbilt, Lutcher, Ellender, South Terrebonne. Swimming is completely different. Explain the swimming district.
Swimming is comprised of the tri-parish area. As far as in Lafourche, we have South Central and Thibodeau. We have all of Terrebonne Parish in our district. We have Berwick, we have Morgan City, we have Centerville. It's called a Bayou district.
So enrollment really doesn't matter much, but Centerville's a 1A school. It's just area.
Yeah. We're in our district. We have Division 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
All swimming, together. So
I got you.
It's really, just going and hitting those state times. That's what we're looking for.
And your young ladies who are missing today, that's some point getters normally?
I'm sorry.
The young ladies who are out today, that's usually some of your better swimmers?
Yes, I mean, and especially in this, the parish format is kind of like the district meet format. So you can enter four people in each event. Well, today, with not having those two, I had some events I can only enter one girl.
Yeah.
So we were going up against 3 and 4 swimmers where all of them are scoring.
That's tough.
So that numbers game really, really plays a big, big part. So, but I mean, look, the kids came out, they swam very hard. They knew what we were up against, but weren't intimidated. They went out and they swam sometimes.
Well, Coach, thanks for coming this evening. We'll see you in 2 weeks, hopefully with some more boys and girls qualifying for the state meet.
All right. And before we go, can we ask for a few little extra prayers? We had Coach Maggie Punch that was with us is suffering from a low medical condition. She's out at MD Anderson as we speak. So, she's always in our thoughts and prayers. And then earlier this morning, I had one of my former swimmers. We were talking about Kendall. It's one of my swimmers who swam on that state championship relay team, was involved in a really serious car accident. And Gabe Savoy, he's in ICU in a hospital, and we want to wish him well, wish him the best. Hopefully, keep him in our prayers that he has a quick recovery. I mean, we always talk about part of the Tarpon family.
Yeah.
He was a big part of our Tarpon family, and he still is. So we want to
definitely
ask for prayers for him.
Definitely, our prayers are with the Punch and the Savoy family.
Yes.
Thank you, Coach.
Well, guys, I thank y'all so much. Hopefully, in 2 weeks, I may have to call in or something like that. We might we'll hopefully be finished swimming by the end, but because that's going to be a 13-team meet. So I was going to run a little long, but I'll try and
we'll try and get you as
something
late as we can in the show.
Okay,
we'll make it work.
Sounds good.
All right, Coach Corey Callais, head swim coach, doing a tremendous job again with the Tarpon swim team. Next, we'll get Coach Keegan Polkey up real quick. Athletic director, head boys basketball coach. Hope he coaches faster than he walks.
Oh, listen to this.
He didn't hear.
He's making fun of you before you even sit down.
All right. Forgot headphones today? Who forgot it?
No.
Who's in charge of it?
We have everything here.
Moving on up, man.
Just the quality of the program is better with that mic. Yeah. That's Papa.
Be a little different.
Coach, how has things been going?
Going well. kind of going off of what Coach Corey Callais said. He said he had a bad night and he had a couple of people break records, you know. And when I spoke with him early in the year, he's like, look, we don't have that many kids, and they're doing great things. The last couple of meets, a lot of great things coming from the swimming program. Cross country just had their meet this past weekend. They did extremely well. The Josh Guidry, Gavin Kigers are doing well. A lot of young kids, too, is picking up the pace on the different things. Football program, volleyball program has been at a steady pace of doing really good things. So can't complain. I think in Tarpon land right now, everything's going well.
Now, October, the month of October, that's basketball season starting. It's always was the probably about right now, today, more than likely, I think probably was the first official start day of basketball practice.
I don't know if it's today or maybe Monday. That fall break it usually falls on. I remember we used to do the Midnight Madness on that fall break. But you've been out for a second. Basketball season's been going on for about a month or two. So
you got to listen. I said officially.
Yeah.
Officially.
So I'm glad you said that, because today I told the kids, you know, because a lot of the things we've been working on is more a fundamental base of skill, not really going over anything with dealing with offense, kind of just getting them flow back things, make sure they're in shape. And I also told them, I said, that now don't expect this next week. Next week we actually start in practice. Next week we're going 2 hours and 30 minutes, and we're going to make sure we are ready for a month from now when we play the Thibodeau Jamboree.
Yeah, and that's the first game. Well, you got the Jamboree first, then first regular season game.
It's the Thibodeau tournament. The Thanksgiving Thibodeau tournament. We decided to get back in that. A lot of quality opponents that I think we might miss out of playing throughout the year. Like I know Dennis Springs plays over there, Southside. I know it's going to be some opponents that we're going to have to face up. But I think it's going to be a good test for us early in the year, and also just for us to see them throughout this season too as well.
Yeah, a lot of people that go to that tournament, sometimes they don't have their whole team because the football players are still playing late in November. It means you got a pretty good football team.
Yeah, Coach Terry Farmer used to always say, if you want a special feeling, you play during the week of Thanksgiving, that means you're still playing football and you're playing for something that actually matters too. So, yeah, absolutely. And look, if our football team's there too as well, we'll be very thankful for that. But, yeah, we're looking forward to that moment. We're looking forward to next week. The kids that have been coming to practice have been doing really good things. A lot of young kids, a lot of kids that are got maybe a lot of experience last year, but different roles. You know, like Cullen St. Amant, we told him, like, Cullen, you need to be a little bit more aggressive. A lot of times last year, he would start off the game really well, probably score about 6-8 points, and then he would kind of take a back seat. Whereas this year, when you get the ball in the paint, you need to attack. And you're starting to see that from him. Jaden Smith, Aiden LaFont had a really good day of practice today. And then you know what you're going to get with the Cantrell kids, Jock, Billiot. So a lot of great things. Aiden Salva, and I spoke with Coach Bruce earlier today. Aiden Salva, I'm telling you, I don't know if I've seen a more developed kid within a year on his confidence level or just in general. Yeah. He took probably about 5 steps forward this offseason. That's awesome, so really special to see.
Look, we see on the football field the fruits of the labors of the strength and conditioning program. The kids are bigger, they're stronger, and it's making a difference. You guys are seeing the same thing. I'm sure Bruce was telling us we got kids now that are a little above the rim and doing like that extra athleticism, that extra strength. And you know what comes with that? That comes with confidence too. Like, hey, man, I'm that dude. Like, talk to me about how that's helping your basketball team.
You got some positives and some negatives with it. Positive, man, that they, like you said, the confidence. But the kids are finishing through contact so much easier now. And Cale Hunter had a really good offseason, and today he finished through contact 3 or 4 different times that I'm like, we wouldn't have did that last year. Especially for a sophomore to do that, it's special. The one negative thing, they all think they could dunk now. and they all above the rim, they think they dunk, and not a single, maybe one person on our team could dunk on a consistent basis of Jaden Smith. But other than that, they all think they could dunk. So, they're tearing nets. I got to put up new nets left and right because they're more net people than rim people. But, yeah, man, the confidence that they're seeing in the weight room. And, look, this Friday we're going to be going ahead and doing our maxes again. And the first time we did our max, I think they improved. Majority of the people improved about 15 pounds on bench. I really think this month you're going to see probably about 25, 30 pounds increase. A lot of great things come from it, being strong with the ball, finishing through contact, living above the rim. So that was one thing. And last year there was a situation in the school that we really didn't have the freshmen work out at all. So they were already falling behind. So like the Jaden Smiths, Kobe Cantrells, Cale Hunter, Jacques Billiot. So we definitely needed them to hit the weight room hard during the summer and early in this season.
Things have changed. When I was coaching, we had the ball would get caught between the backboard and the rim.
Look at the rack.
And no, we had a race to the rack to get another ball to hit it because no one can jump up.
Go get it.
And get it. That's just
yeah,
things
we got
have changed.
Look, then even the smaller kids, like Cale Hunter ain't a big kid. He's grabbing rim like easy. Jock Billiot's grabbing rim like easy. Carter, I would love for y'all to see Carter Cantrell explode up. He explodes like no end. Yeah, he ain't grabbing rim, but he's getting up there for someone in his size. So yeah, man, it's an exciting time. I'm not saying we're gonna go ahead and match what we did last year. I'm confident that we can. I can't wait till the first week to see where we're at, and then go from there.
Look, man, I was talking to Coach Kathy Luke a couple of weeks ago, and she was telling me, said, look, I am so excited for that first boy-girl doubleheader because I think they're going to be good. I think y'all are going to be good. I think the community knows they're going to be good, and y'all are going to be good. That place is going to be packed. Have you ever just when you're sitting around watching YouTube at night think, man, a couple months, I'm going to be sitting in the tank, and it's going to be dang near a sellout.
So probably about 2 weeks ago, I went and rewatched y'all broadcast with that Hanville game, and just made me think back. I'm like, I can't believe as a coach I was a part of that situation. Yep. And but then it brought me back to saying, hey, look, as a player, I was able to be a part of many games like that, and I'm glad the kids got to be a part of that. Those seniors went out on a good note, saying, hey, I was able to experience that. So not necessary for me, but for the kids, man, for them to run out, because and y'all know this, you only get that feeling so often. So for the kids to run out in that crowd, seeing that crowd, they deserve it. They've been this. I said it a couple months back. This senior class been through so much with Hurricane Ida, COVID, and everything like that. And look, all the senior classes have passed through, but for them to just experience that, it's awesome.
I saw you put your schedule out this past week. If you were to compare last year's schedule to this year's schedule, as far as how difficult it may be.
So last year we had a few games that maybe like the opponents we played maybe won like 5 games or so like that. I'm not saying we're not going to have that again this year because we won't know. But we did replace some of those games with teams that I think were going to be quality opponents for us, but I really feel confident that we're going to beat them. But also I think they're going to win a few games too as well. Like the Berwick game, I know a lot of times they go ahead and win 10-plus games, and I do like that matchup. Patterson, we took back. Destran, we took back. But like the South Plaquemine, I tried scheduling Thomas Jefferson again. I think that was one of our better wins. But they said next year. So I don't know if they just looked at our roster and said, hey, I see Terrence Petrie back. I'm not playing them again. But next year,
if he's smart.
Yeah, and look, I really think next year when they come down to the tank, they're going to be like, oh, wow, where their talent went. And we're just going to be just as talented. So I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's kind of one of those things. About a month in, I will see, hey, our schedule is a little bit harder. I think I took out a couple of those games and scheduled with a little bit harder opponents or more quality opponents.
Tournament-wise, you have
Edie
White,
the Thibodeau, Edie White, and then we're going to the Berwick tournament too as well. So I don't even know if Patterson does their tournament anymore. I had looked to see if they did, but
I don't think they do.
And look, that was always a good tournament for us to go to, just to play different teams.
It seemed like back then we'd always get a signature win at that tournament.
I was thinking about that the other day. Who we were playing? That's when you put me in charge of the defense, and I was stressed out to the max. It was a purple team.
St. Martinville.
Yeah,
St. Martinville.
We got a big win over there. We always played Patterson. We always competed with them too as well. So Lafayette, we came close to Lafayette when we shouldn't have even been close to Lafayette one year. So yeah, I think that was always a good tournament. So we decided to go to Berwick this year too as well.
Bro, there was a stretch recently where volleyball had won 10 in a row, football had won 3 in a row, cross country was winning every meet, swimming was qualifying. People there was a stretch in the last month where South Fouche wasn't losing at anything. Being an athletic director, going to school every day, seeing the kids walking around with their chest out, like fired up. Bro, this has been a hell of a month, man.
Yeah, and look, the kids deserve it.
Yeah.
The coaches deserve it. The community deserves it. It's just kind of one of those times right now that it's good. It's a good feeling. It's good for the schools, good for the teachers. The morale is great. The school spirit is great. You've seen the last 2 home games that it's been completely packed. So I think it's great for our school, great for our community. I think the coaches are doing a great job. I think the coaches are more bought in this year than they maybe have been in the past. I think we got the right people in the right places. So I can't complain as an athletic director standpoint. It's just kind of one of those times that I sit back and watch the coaches do their thing, players do their thing, and just kind of smile.
Look, I got to ask you this, because we talked to all the middle school coaches about postseason tournaments. You were once at the middle school level, but now you're at the high school level. If you guys had to have an extra week or so of sharing your facilities with them in the name of having a championship event, would you be in favor of that?
Yeah, obviously. Like, I would never take that away from them, right? I was actually at one of the meetings that they turned it down when they brought up the
So what were the arguments? I'm glad that you said that, because Brian and I have been wondering.
Put me on the spot right now. Hopefully nobody's watching, right? No, it was one of those things that it was like a lot of the smaller schools was like, what's the point in for us? And I know it was top 4. They could have went to the whole 8. It was a money thing too as well.
I see.
But it was you had to have a majority of a vote, and some of the small schools just didn't want to vote for it. And that was more for the basketball season. It was never brought up for football or anything like that. It was more of the end of season basketball. I can tell you one thing: LCO was always for it. I know a lot of the bigger schools were for it. Racing was always for it. Allen always brought it up every year. So it was just one of those things that money situation, and then the smaller schools, they just kind of voted against it.
I gotcha.
There's money to be made when you're doing this. But one other thing you got to look at, and I'm just thinking of this, these soccer coaches may not be so willing to share a field.
Yeah.
Because they want to get their practices started. Yeah. And if you got to play these games at a certain high school, it's an easy fix, but that's one thing they need to be brought to the table too.
Yeah.
Adjustments. We can make sure. If they wouldn't bring it to the table, we would definitely make it happen. No doubt about that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Look, Coach Chandler tells us every Friday a little update on his press box. He said by the end of the year, early the following year, everything's still on schedule. Everything good?
Yep. You go right back there every once in a while. You know, they just like Coach Chandler said last Friday, they're on track for 2 different schools to make sure that they get it taken care of. So, they come, and then when they do come, they are working tremendously. They're doing the little things. They're making sure everything's out in order. So it looks like a December, Christmas present coming to us. And as long as they finish before our season starts, that's all we're asking for.
Is that the last IDA thing that we have, like, period?
No, we got we do the old cheerleading building and the ROTC building.
Yeah,
those
right.
2 things too, and they're going to take the cheerleader building, and majority of it is going to be for the cheerleaders and things like that, but also going to turn that into a field house outside for the girls, like girls sports like soccer, track and field. They're going to have a locker room for them back there too as well.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Well, Coach, thanks so much for spending some time with us again. Wish you the best of luck, man, to get that little smile on his face.
Yeah, you have all kind of coconut shrimp right here, and y'all didn't take a shrimp.
One, man.
No, I won't.
No, because
call my name, but I won't.
We're working. We work.
No.
We're working by trolling people. That's about it.
We don't have a fork. That's the right answer.
I don't need
That's
a fork.
The right answer.
You watch in 10 seconds what's going to happen. So, Coach, thanks so much again for your time. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Appreciate it.
All right, that was Coach Keegan Polge, athletic director, head boys basketball coach at South Lafourche.
I cannot wait for them to start.
Yeah, there's going to be an exciting basketball season, both boys and girls. There's no doubt about it. Well, that'll do it for us. Once again, here at Spars at the station. We're back in 2 weeks where we're going to hopefully talk about some more Tarpon victories and more people getting state qualified in cross country and things like that. We'll be chatting with them in 2 weeks.
Yeah, man, big football game on Friday night. Come on out, support the Tarpons against Vanderbilt Catholic. You can watch the middle school games this week, tomorrow at E.D. White, Golden Meadow and E.D. White. Thursday at Central Lafourche, LCO taking on Lockport, right? Lockport?
Tomorrow?
No, Thursday.
Yes,
LCO and
yes,
Lockport.
Lockport, yes.
So great opportunities there for both teams, and you'll be able to watch them all on Coastal Broadcasting on YouTube.
All right, that'll do it for us. I want to thank Luke back at the station, Chuck to my left, Casey to my right, Coach Brian Callais, wishing you all a very good night. Good night, everybody.